Alright, let's talk about No Game No Life. Yeah, that one. The anime that came out, completely blew everyone's minds, gave us one of the most creative worlds we'd ever seen, and then just vanished without a trace. It's one of those series that feels like it was too good for this world. Every time I see a list of anime that deserve a second season, this one's always there, sitting right at the top like an unfinished masterpiece. It's been years, and fans are still waiting, still hoping, still replaying the same 12 episodes, trying to fill the void. And that's because No Game No Life wasn't just another isekai. It was something else entirely. The energy, the visuals, it was one of those rare shows that took the tired, transported to another world concept and said, okay, but what if we actually made it fun again? Instead of power-ups, swords, or world-breaking abilities, we got games. A world where everything, from politics to war to who gets the last slice of pizza, is decided by rules, logic, and manipulation, and that alone was enough to set it apart. The show follows Sora and Shiro, step-siblings who are basically the ultimate shut-in gamers. Together, they go by Blank, because in every online video game, that's what their username is, just a blank space, and they never lose. They're geniuses, but not in the boring, analytical sense. They're more the chaotic, creative type that makes them totally unpredictable. And I think that's what makes them both great protagonists. They aren't perfect, they're socially awkward, emotionally distant, and sometimes borderline cocky to the point where they're being annoying. But they were fun to watch. Every time they got thrown into a game, you knew they'd find some ridiculous, over-the-top way to win. And that's the thing, the show made you want to see how they pull it off. The writing was sharp, clever, and just stupidly entertaining. Each episode felt like a new challenge, a new mental battle, and the payoff was always satisfying. You'd see Sora pulling the strings behind the scenes, and Shiro quietly analyzing everything like a human computer, and then boom, they drop some insane reveal and flip the entire situation into their favor. It was so fun and satisfying to see all the pieces fall into place. But beyond the games themselves, what really made No Game No Life stand out was its world, Discord. This isn't your typical fantasy world full of random monsters and cities enclosed by circular walls. No, this is a world ruled by Tet, the god of games, and everything runs on a set of absolute rules. You can't kill anyone, you can't cheat unless you get away with it, and every dispute must be solved through a game. It creates a balance of chaos and logic that just works perfectly for an animal that thrives on tension and intelligence. And let's not forget about the visuals, because oh my god, the art direction in No Game No Life is insane. It's like someone took the concept of color and said, yeah, but let's do it better. Neon pinks, electric blues, glowing yellows, it feels like you're walking through a dream. A dream that's slightly overstimulating, yeah, but that's part of the charm. It's straight eye candy. Madhouse, the studio behind it, went all in on making the world feel otherworldly and surreal, and they nailed it. Every shot felt alive, like the screen was bursting with energy. The tone of the show was another thing that worked beautifully. It balanced tension with humor perfectly. One moment you're watching this intense, high-stakes chess game that feels like it could determine the fate of the entire nation. And the next moment, Sora's making some ridiculous joke about being a neat virgin.
The virgin like you can sweet talk a chess piece. Surely you can find a way out of this, man.
And somehow it just works. It makes the show feel human, even though we're dealing with gods, elves, and magic. And then there's the soundtrack. The opening theme, this game, is still one of the best anime openings ever. It has a perfect balance of hype and nostalgia. And the background music during the game scenes, it's tense, dramatic, and perfectly synced to the emotion of each moment. You can really feel the stakes rise through the score alone. But let's not act like No Game No Life was perfect, because yeah, for everything it did right, there were definitely a few things that didn't sit well with everyone. For one, the fan service. It's kind of impossible to ignore, even for me. The show walks on a very thin line between clever humor and, okay, that's a bit much. There are scenes, especially involving Shiro, his sister, that made a lot of viewers uncomfortable, and rightfully so. It's that part of the anime scene in general that can turn people off fast, especially when the rest of the show is so smart. You can tell that the creators wanted to play up the comedic and eccentric vibe, but it sometimes undercuts the tone when it gets too suggestive for absolutely no reason. Then there's the pacing. The first few episodes are incredible. Fast, exciting, non-stop creativity, but by the middle of the season, it feels like the story is moving too fast for its own good. Conflicts that could have been massive arcs get solved in 1 or 2 episodes. You don't really get enough time to breathe or really feel the emotional impact of certain moments because it's always rushing to the next big game. And that's something a second season could have fixed easily, giving these ideas and characters more time to grow. Speaking of characters, while Sora and Shiro are great, the sidecast doesn't get as much development as they deserve. Jibril, Stephanie, Kurami, all of them are interesting, but they kinda exist just as pieces for Sora and Shiro to use and play with. There's so much potential that just never gets fully explored. You can tell that there's a deeper story behind everyone, but the show just doesn't have the time to dive into it. And now, let's get to the painful part. The question that every No Game No Life fan has been asking for years. The one that haunts forums, YouTube comments, Reddit threads, you name it. Why the hell did we never get a season 2? It's not like it didn't deserve one. The anime was a hit. People loved it. The light novels kept selling and the fan base only grew stronger over time. So what happened? Well, it's kind of complicated. From what I know and what I've seen, it mostly comes down to production issues and controversy. The light novel series, written by Yu Kamiya, was still ongoing at the time, so there was plenty of material left to adapt. But around that time, there were also some plagiarism accusations about the art, specifically that some of the artwork resembled existing material a bit too closely. Nothing ever went fully to core, but it was enough to make the production studio a bit hesitant. Then there was the movie, No Game No Life 0. It came out in 2017 and, in a way, gave us a glimpse of what could have been. It's a prequel to the series, set 6,000 years before the main story, and it's beautiful. It's darker, more emotional, and easily one of the best anime films of that year. It proved that No Game No Life could go beyond the flashy games and actually deliver heart. But after that, nothing. Just silence. No announcements, no updates, no season 2. It's like No Game No Life became one of those anime legends. A bright flame that burned fast and far too bright, leaving behind nothing but hype and heartbreak. Every now and then, fans will start a new wave of hope. There will be rumors, random tweets, supposed leaks, and the "oh, this anime got a season 2 after X years, there's still hope for No Game No Life," and then nothing happens. It's like we're all stuck playing a game that never ends. What makes it sting even more is knowing how much more story there is left. The light novels go way beyond the anime. There's new kingdoms, new games, higher stakes, and character development that dives deeper into who Sora and Shiro really are. Imagine seeing them go up against actual gods again, or just watching them challenge the limits of logic in even crazier ways. There's so much potential just sitting there, waiting. It's wild because No Game No Life did everything right to set up a massive franchise. It had a strong fan base, unique style, memorable characters, and world building that could go toe to toe with the best of them. But for some reason, the industry just moved on. Maybe timing wasn't right, maybe Madhouse got too busy, maybe Kamiya wasn't ready to continue the anime adaptation. Whatever the reason was, it feels like we all lost something amazing. Even now, No Game No Life stands as one of the biggest what-ifs in anime history. You know how some shows come and go, but others just stay with you? This one's in that second category. It's not even about nostalgia, it's just that raw sense of potential. Like, you just know that if it continued, it could have become one of the greats. The saddest part is, it aged really well too. The themes, about intelligence over strength, about logic beating luck, about humans surviving through creativity, they're more relevant now than ever. Sora and Shiro aren't just gamers, they represent the power of imagination. The idea that even if you're weak, if you're smart enough, if you play the game right, you could still win. That's what makes it resonate with so many people, especially in a world where it feels like everything's stacked against you. So yeah, maybe we'll never get a season 2. Maybe it'll just live on as that unfinished masterpiece. But honestly, I'm okay with that, because even if it never continues, No Game No Life did something incredible. Still, if I'm being real, if someone ever announces a season 2, I'm dropping everything. I don't care what I'm doing. That's a moment I'll be front row for, because this show deserves closure. It deserves to finish its game.